Thinking about flipping a house? Here are some basic fundamentals that you should watch out for so that you're not monkeying around when you're buying your picker-upper. Stay tuned, I promise you it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Properties TV. I'm so glad you could join us. If your risk tolerance is fairly high and you understand the concepts of recourse loans from last week's episode, then you don't want to miss today's episode where we're going through where the money is when it comes to flipping a house. Now, there are multiple ways to do a flips and to get a good return, but today I'll be going over the basic single family house. This is your house where it's meant for one family to live in, which is a good way to start flipping houses. Generally, I like to classify our renovations into 3 buckets, okay? 1, lipstick renovation. 2, layout renovation. 3, structural renovation. And remember, as we go through all of these types of renovations, keep in mind, the money is in the forced appreciation. I repeat, forced appreciation. Forced appreciation is how much perceived value your renovations have minus the cost of it based on whatever buyer you are. And make sure you also know your market, because this is a highly sought after area. If it's a highly sought after area with lots of money, like the Bayview corridor, then your standard of finishes is probably higher. So make sure you put that premium finish in it. So now let's go through the 3 types of renovations I was talking about before. Number 1, lipstick renovation. This is a term we use in the industry for minor things that don't really change the functionality of the overall house too much, but it makes it look better. Most current flips I see on the market are trying to go for like a modern, contemporary feel to the house. And these changes could include, but not limited to, a fresh coat of paint, changing the kitchen cabinets, replacing the sink faucets, new bathroom vanities, refinishing the exterior of the house, and changing the chattels. This is stuff like appliances that aren't like stuck or built into the house. And you'll notice a lot of these don't require like cutting into the wall. That is the definition of a lipstick renovation. Now, these lifts will give you added value, but generally, in my opinion, it's not enough money for the time and the process that you have to go through to get it done. Now, the second one is the layout renovation. This is a term that you can tell clearly from the name that you start moving walls around, taking things down, rewiring things in the house, and some of them can be, and not limited to, changing out light fixtures, adding in pot lights to look really good, taking down walls to open up more space, building bathrooms, building bedrooms, adding in-law suites. With this type of work, you'll be changing the functionality of the house quite significantly. By adding more bathrooms and bedrooms, you're actually tacking along renovation work that many people don't want to touch generally. And this is where the perceived value of your renovation starts increasing, getting higher and higher and higher, which means the money you're netting after selling it, it gets higher and higher and higher. Now, the third one I want to talk to you about is structural renovations. This is even for intermediate flippers. Sometimes they don't even want to touch. And some of these renovations include, but not limited to, raising a sinking house. That's not fun. Cracked foundation or rebuilding roofs. That already sounds like a lot of work, right? Most of the time you have to make, the structural renovations that you're doing to a house, the house is practically uninhabitable. The thought of structural repairs can ward off a lot of investors, but that is exactly why the big bucks can be made here with the structural renovations. By picking up something that nobody wants, generally you can get it for a significant discount, and you bring the property up to par or even higher than the market, and you effectively create a lot of perceived value and a lot more dollars in your wallet. Now that everyone kind of understands the 3 types of renovations, here are some growing trends I'm seeing in the field that home buyers are generally looking for, that they have increased perceived value for, which means that the higher return on these renovations is there. Now, add things that make the property stand out from the buyers, and home buyers generally want something that's turnkey. So things that they do fall in love with are, 1, how it looks from the outside. This is what we call curb appeal, stuff like landscaping, bushes, trees, outdoor lights. Put an edge on the driveway, that's always nice, and have a nice door and a nice doorknob. That's pretty good. Number 2, some things are like opening up the kitchen, not a nook crammed into the corner, because people use the kitchen for entertaining, right? So put an island there, it opens it up. 3, lots of storage. People have so much stuff now, they always go to make Costco runs, so they want to be able to store their stuff. So think IKEA storage style. And 4th, this one is super important as well, lots of natural light. If you have the opportunity for renos to add larger windows to let more light into the house, I almost say definitely do it. It's worth the money, and it's going to get you good return. Now, on your flips, don't forget there's some closing costs that a lot of people often forget. I'm going to list them out really quickly for you guys. Land transfer tax, 2 of them if you're in the city of Toronto. Don't forget, you're also carrying the mortgage of a renovation, and you're probably going to be doing in Toronto. You want a good team that'll do it really quick, because carrying a $700,000 house is like $3,000 a month. That's a lot of money. Don't forget mortgage discharge fees, lawyer fees, commissions, and here's a big one, capital gains if it affects you. And make sure you have the correct timing of it, because it takes time to get permits from the city, and it's practically like a second job. But if you are ready for it, there's some serious money that can be made here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys learned something or simply enjoyed watching the video, make sure you subscribe to the Prime Properties TO channel down here or in the description below. And if you have any comments or any questions, make sure you leave them below or email me directly. My email is right here. And remember, make sure you guys share this with your family and friends, because like I always say, an educated consumer is the best consumer. I'll see you next time, Toronto.